All right. What is good, boys? I want to introduce y'all to my two guys right here, Nick and River. Nick on the left, River on the right. River is 21, Nick is 24. They came to me wanting to get into Airbnb arbitrage after they had already bought their first property. Um, and they're both solar cats, so door to door solar salesmen. So, yeah, tell me a little bit about yourselves and how we got in contact.
Yeah, so I'm River. I'm 21. I've been doing solar for like 2 years now, and I wanted to create something. I knew I wanted to get into real estate. I just didn't really know how. And so I wanted to get into it, and we bought a house, me and Nick, about probably 2.5 months ago. And then we had plans on Airbnb it, but we didn't know how to manage it or even if it was a good deal. And I think we got pretty lucky. Steven didn't help us, I guess, find that house, but he has helped us like everything with Airbnb. And then we recently just picked up our first like arbitrage in Denver here with all of Steven's help.
Word, yeah, and I'm Nick. Yeah, 24. Also was doing solar. That's where I originally met River. I got into door to door. I always heard like knock doors to buy doors, so that was always the ultimate goal. And like River said, like we just sent it on a property. We really didn't know much about real estate. We just knew that if we want to do it, we just got to do it. And we kind of got stuck, and that's when I followed Steven on Instagram for a while, and I saw all his posts, and I was like, dude, honestly, it might be worth us to send it on a mentor. And so we sent it, hit him up, and we had to think about it a couple days. We didn't know, but it ended up being great. And like he helped us set up our credit, helped us like automate all of our Airbnb stuff. And now our Arkansas house has been fully booked, and he's been super helpful, super responsive through that whole process to where we kind of, I mean, we sent it head first, and if we didn't have the help along there, I honestly don't want to know where we'd be at right now. Was pivotal in helping us really take that property and get it on off the ground onto Airbnb. And now he helped us, learn the pitch and develop our. We knew how to sell, so it's easier to kind of pick it up. But to learn the pitch, to pitch a landlord and all that stuff, he really helped us do that. And to land this first arbitrage property in Denver it's been cool.
Okay. I don't know why it keeps muting me. Um, I know y'all talked about a little bit about before, but tell me a little bit more about how it was or how y'all's thinking was and what y'all knew like before joining the program, and then how it is like now.
Um, Before, so our plan was were just gonna have someone manage it for us because we have some buddies that also have Airbnbs in where ours is located in Arkansas,
Mhm.
and it does well. But he was going to take 15%, and we were going to be hands off. But we realized if we wanted to do something like this, we needed to learn and like get in the trenches and figure out everything with it if we wanted to scale. And so since joining the course, we've learned how to manage like the business credit to land the properties. Basically leverage. We didn't have to use any of our own money out of pocket, which is super nice. And then um, as far as like the pitch goes, kind of what Nick was saying, we had no idea what the pitch was. Honestly, we created a website, kind of created a business as itself, and I feel like that helped a lot too with pitching the landlords. And I mean, because we have sales experience, but just knowing like having a basics or like a frame to go by is super helpful.
Yeah, I think before, honestly, I don't even know what I knew. We bought it just kind of wanting to be completely hands off. Like, oh, let's just buy the Airbnb. Like River said, have this guy host it, pay him the 15%. And we didn't even really think twice about it until we started getting into it. It's like, do we really want to pay this guy 15% to, like, what is he actually doing? It's like, if we want to actually grow like Airbnbs or get into real estate, we need to figure it out ourselves. And so Steven really helped us to figure out like, it's not that hard to manage it yourself. And also, like River said, like it's not like we have to pour a ton of capital into it. He kind of showed us the ropes on how we can do it without using our own money. Like River said, like leveraging that business credit was huge for us and has helped us to scale to 3 Airbnbs now, close, maybe 4. We're trying to turn this one into a couple, which has been pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. I forget about that every time I talk about it because I tell people about it. I'm like, yeah, they got 2 properties in 2 months. When in reality, it's 3 and maybe 4
Yeah.
It's
in
crazy.
60 days, which is insane. Which is
Yeah.
kind of unheard of. Like, not even just with me, just throughout everything when it comes to Airbnb arbitrage. Like, getting 3 to 4 properties in like 60 days is insane. Um, and how
It's
much
true.
do y'all have in like business funding now? Like business funding.
Together we have 50, like 55K.
Okay, and you'll have 50. You said 55.
Yeah.
55K like currently at your disposal, or 55 like how much of that he spent?
We probably have 35K of disposal.
Okay, got you. And I guess like going throughout like not just the program but just like working with me, like what do you think has been like the biggest changes that I've made? Maybe it, like mindset, maybe physically, maybe just knowledge. Like
Yeah,
what do
that's a
you
good
think the
question.
biggest changes like y'all have made?
Um, I don't know if it was a coincidence or not, but we go to the gym every day now, which has been huge. I don't know if it's from you, a little bit inspired, but we've been wanting to, and we've been eating cleaner, which is super helpful. Um, but biggest things that have changed is I feel like it's like my passion to do this. I want to do this. I'm growing it for myself. Whereas in solar or working for someone else was just not. It wasn't fun. Like I wanted to be done. Like now I work all day and I'm excited for work tomorrow. So
Yeah,
it's uh it's been super like eye opening. Like when you can find something that you love, it's not work, which is I think been the coolest part for me.
yeah,
Yeah, shoot, it's a good question. I think seeing your posts at the gym at 4 a.m. has really motivated me. It's like if Steven's getting it that early, I need to get it. I'm trying to be swole. But yeah, I think that's what I'm saying, dude. I'm trying to be like that. But yeah, I think what River said, like, on is how I'm feeling too. Is like I love solar. Like I love meeting people. I love the in-home consultations, but there's something beautiful about creating something yourself or creating something with like your best friend. And Steven, like you've done that and you've shown that, and like seeing your example of like, why be closed-minded? You can just do it.
yeah,
I think is huge. Like seeing somebody else that's created obviously something super huge has really motivated me and shown me like proof of concept. It's like this guy, like not like you're the same age, like you're our peer, we can do this too. Like there's no reason if he can do it that we can't do it. And just having that mindset and having somebody in our social network that has that mindset and that's pushing us to, Steven's in our ear he's hitting us up like, yo, like what are we doing here? What's going on with the property? Like what are we doing to get better? And he's helping us to, leverage that and do it. And so I think that's huge. Just having somebody in your circle that's just as motivated for your growth as you are. Like, obviously, if you're not motivated, like Steven, you wouldn't help us. But because we're motivated, it's nice to have somebody in our circle that one is an example and another is in our corner to help us continue to like push and grow it further.
yeah, 100%. And I'm always rooting for y'all guys. That's why I'm always hitting y'all up in the DMs. Like, how's it going? What are we doing to make this happen?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
are we making money right now? Are we not? Are we getting
Yeah.
bookings? Like what's happening? Because my job, like I really do truly like want to see y'all succeed. Like outside of like the money thing, like I really like truly like down at my heart, like I want to see y'all succeed. Like I want to see y'all win.
No, honestly, that's huge though, because like there's a lot of mentors, a lot of people on social media. They're like, "Yeah, buy my course. I'm gonna help you." Like we just like what like 2 months ago, there was a ecom guy that got on a phone call with him. He sounded so legit, like he wanted to help us. Like, dude, I'm gonna help you grow this ecom thing. Like, here's a store, whatever. We were down, we purchased it and then just ghosted us. Like, so it's like it's nice to have like you're legit, like you've helped us and like you're there when we need it. We hit you up and you're super responsive. So that's been like pivotal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to be the person that I would want if I was in that position, or even now, like the mentors that I have, like obviously it's like on a whole different level, but like those landlords, like I want them, like how I would like them to respond to me, how I would like them to treat me and be in my corner is how like I want to be for my mentees and my students. So
Yeah.
I really just try to be a reflection of like when people say like treat people how you want to be treated. Like I really, really like try to portray that. Even more
Yeah.
so, honestly, I think I don't want to like toot my own horn or anything, but I think I'm compared to like a lot of mentors, I think I give a lot more than most mentors do. Or like even when I don't have time, I'm literally in the middle of something, like I'll make sure to like text y'all back like as soon as I can.
Yeah. No, you respond like within 30 seconds every time.
Yeah, I could literally be in the middle of like hitting a set like in the gym, and I'll pause like, just to send y'all a text real quick, and I'll get back to you. It's not gonna kill me. Like it's not gonna kill me just to send y'all a message because
Yeah, no, that's sick.
at the end of the day, like y'all's success is a reflection of me. So like the better that y'all do, the better y'all success is. The more that y'all are doing, really just portrays onto me. So I try to make sure that y'all are doing the best, so that like lets people know that I'm doing my best to make sure that y'all going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to talk a little bit about the Airbnb arbitrage niche or the rental arbitrage niche, and why I think is and will work out really good for y'all. And this is something that I like to talk about a lot because I think if not everyone, like 99% of people, understand that the way to wealth and long term wealth is going to be real estate, no matter like what you end up being in. Like even people that are make it huge in ecom, people that make it huge in like Amazon, FBA, whatever, literally whatever it is, all of them end up putting their money into real estate. So why not start in real estate and learn what you can in real estate? Even if you don't have the money to be putting 20% down, which can be like 100K, 200K at times, depending on the size of the property, or you don't have like fantastic credit or anything like that, you can still get into an industry like this, Airbnb arbitrage or rental arbitrage, same thing. But you can get to an industry like this, which doesn't take 20% down. Um, it's usually just security deposit, first month's rent, and 99% of the time, it's not going to come out of your own pocket like y'all were talking about. You can use business credit. So in a way, how I like to see it, you can almost get put money in your pocket for almost free if you're using business credit. And what I mean by free is if you get a business credit card and you use that to pay for first month's rent, security deposit, furnish a property, and then get it live, and that property is cash flowing, then now that property is not only cash flowing, but it's paying for that credit card. So you successfully set up a property that's cash flowing without having to come out of pocket anything at all. And in a way, you're getting cash flow with essentially $0 out of your pocket. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, no, I think it honestly when I learned about it, it was like I didn't think it was true. Like I guess I just never really put that together that we didn't have to pay for anything like out of pocket, which was kind of crazy because we just started our LLC together and then we got approved for our business credit and now we just use the credit to buy everything to furnish our Airbnbs, to pay the first month's rent, pay the security deposit, and like like right now $0 have came out of our personal pocket for to furnish Airbnbs and stuff like that, which has been super nice.
Which is insane because, like, technically, I guess you could say you'll have 4 properties now and haven't had to spend a thing.
Yeah,
Like, is
yeah.
that
The
not
only thing we've
like
actually spent money
when you
on is
think
like
about it?
we on our down payment on the house. Like that was it.
Yeah, and that's because like y'all ended up buying a property.
Yeah,
Yeah, which I'm not saying like you can't do, but I'm saying for the people that want to get into real estate and like scale quickly and cash flow quickly, arbitrage is like the route. And then
Oh yeah.
obviously the goal is to buy properties, but you need cash and positive cash flow on a monthly basis to continue buying properties. So that's why I believe arbitrage is the best stepping stone to getting into real estate and leveraging that positive cash flow to buying properties so then you can have equity. And then whether it's turning those properties into Airbnbs themselves or buying multifamilies or Section 8 or single family homes and renting those out on a long term basis, it's totally up to you and like what your plans and goals are. But yeah, I think arbitrage is huge and super important when you're trying to get in real estate and want to scale quickly when it comes to using that to buy properties. Um, Another question I have for y'all, and I'm sure like a lot of people will appreciate this question a lot, is what advice would you give to someone who was like stuck in their position before?
Good.
Dang, yeah, they're stuck in like just where they're at, like they feel
Yeah,
stuck in their job
there's a lot
or
of people that want to like. I've had a lot of people that want to get into Airbnb arbitrage, but they're like stuck where they're at, or they can't. Even if they have the money, they can't seem to get themselves started, or they don't have the money, but they're scared to like use business credit. Like, what advice would you give them to motivate them to get them out of the position that they're stuck in?
no, that's a funny question because I was literally just talking to River about this. I have some friends I was talking to the other day. They're just like, dude, like I just wish that I could do what you're doing. You know, I want to do that Airbnb stuff. And I was like, bro, literally anybody can do it. Like you can do it. And they're just like, nah, like only you can. I'm just like, bro, like literally anybody can do it. Like all it
Y'all
takes
are
is just
21 and 24. I started when I was 19. Like,
yeah, no, yeah. And I honestly like we didn't even like the original mindset was just like, all right, we're just gonna sling as much solar as we can to bring in and maybe we'll buy like a couple houses a year. And then we went to buy some houses and it's just like, oh, like you actually have to have, 1099's weird with the taxes, so we're gonna have to wait till next year to buy your next house. It was like, all right, well, I guess we'll just wait till January. It's like what like you don't need to wait, just do it right now. Like with arbitrage, you can do it right now in any position. It doesn't matter about your tax situation, doesn't matter about anything. You can just start your LLC, get your business credit rolling, and just send it. Like I just feel like anything in life, if you're confident in yourself, there's no reason why somebody else deserves it more than you do. Like if you believe in yourself and you believe it's for you and you just do it, be confident in yourself and take the leap. And if you take the leap and you're all in, then you trust yourself and it'll happen. The universe is going to provide it for you. God's going to help you out when you need it, but it just takes that action and sometimes that's the hardest part, but I
yeah,
mean, it's
that
just you
first
just got to go all
that first
in.
step
Just trust yourself.
that first step is definitely the hardest part. But like once you step into
Yeah.
it, you kind of once even if you're not committed 100%, like if you've committed a little bit, then you have that commitment to start. And I know something that's like huge for people that are like wanting to start is they think that they look at people like me or y'all and they're like, I can't do that. And they like self doubt. They'll either be like, I don't have the money to do that, which isn't a problem. Build your business
Yeah.
credit.
It's
They're
not a
like,
thing.
I don't have this. Doesn't matter. Build business credit. And they're like, I'm not smart enough. I'm not a genius. Whatever. I don't think any of us, like, no offense, are like the smartest people. We're a bunch of fucking goobers.
Come on.
We're a bunch of goobers, but we do have something different that a lot of people don't and that is like the ability to take imperfect action, even if we don't know exactly how each step is going to go. We are confident enough in ourselves to know that even if we're aware that we're going to have issues along the way, like we're going to figure it the fuck out. So just having the
Yeah.
ability
Thanks.
to take or I guess I always say like unleash imperfect action is something that I think is huge. No matter what your position is, just take action because if you're not, the more and I know something that happens to a lot of people. It's called analysis paralysis, and it happens to people like I'll see people at events, real estate events, entrepreneur events, anything that they pay to come to these events. They watch YouTube videos, they watch TikToks on it, and then I'll ask them like whatever the event's for. Like if it's real estate, I'm like, how many properties do you have? Like what do you do in real estate? They're like, oh, I haven't started yet. I'm like, so you spend all your time watching these videos, sitting on TikTok. You pay to come to these real estate events, and you haven't done anything. So like
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's tough.
all the information you're watching is just for self fulfillment. Like it's making you feel good about yourself. It's like mental masturbation. Like it's not actually really. It's just mental masturbation. It's not physically actually helping you. It's just making you feel good, making you think that you're actually doing something with your life. But just watching that information is not going to do anything. Like if you want to actually make something happen, like you want to make money in real estate, make money in whatever it is, watch a video on like how to do this, or find a mentor that's going to teach you how to do that thing. Join the mentorship, watch whatever it is, get taught by that person, and then implement right off the bat, right away, right away, right away. Like stop. I hate that people do that because a lot of people, it puts them in a position to where they think it's impossible, because they get analysis paralysis, and they see all the good things about it, they see all the bad things about it, and then they convince themselves that there's no way that they can do it. When in
Yeah.
reality, if you know that people are making like Airbnb arbitrage, people all the time are like, "Isn't Airbnb dying?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's why it's increased everywhere every year. That's why the stock is up 115%. That's why, yeah, that's why people continue to get into Airbnb every day. That's why Airbnb is crushing it in revenue.
Yeah.
This July this year was the highest revenue short term rentals have ever made in history. So that just goes to show that people, like when there's negatives, like they dial in on those negatives because it makes them feel good about themselves that they haven't started on that thing. And if it's there's a negative side of it, they're like, oh, okay, it's bad, so that means it's good that I didn't start it. So it just makes them feel good about
No,
themselves.
yeah, it's true.
When in reality, if they would have avoided or stopped, just like got away from all the noise and like ignored everything and actually started and figured out like why it's still growing every year, why it's making a shitload of money despite what the news is saying, then they would learn on a personal basis, not from watching somebody on YouTube or watching somebody on TikTok tell them that the numbers are going down. They would learn on a personal basis that like, holy shit, this actually works. Let's see what I can
Yeah.
do with it.
Facts. I just to bounce the question right back to you. What motivated you to start? Because your story is pretty crazy too. Like, what was the thing that was like, all right, I can do this, and to send it?
Yeah, so when I started, for the people that don't know, people that are watching, when I started is when I first joined the military, the Navy specifically. I joined the Navy as a cryptologic technician. So if you know anything about that, it's just like missile defense pretty much. Um, and yeah, so when I first got to my ship, I was sea duty, meaning I was on a ship and I could not stand the ship. It stunk. It was freezing fucking cold all the time. And your bed is like this wide. So like if you're a back or a stomach sleeper, good luck. Like you better be sleeping on your side. And you can't like sit up very much. Like it's like this, I say, yeah, like this tall, and then your mattress is like this wide. So pretty terrible situation. So what I thought was better was sleeping in the back seat of my truck. Back seat of my truck was wider than the mattress. I'm in San Diego, so it doesn't really get hot or cold here, so I didn't really have to worry about that. And then I had like an inflatable mattress that fit in my back seat, which made it kind of comfy. And the ship was a big metal box, so you don't have any phone service whatsoever. So at least in my truck, like I could watch movies or talk to people because I was in San Diego for the first time in my life, solo dolo, no family, no friends, no nothing. So at least before I could go to bed, I could watch movies or at least talk to people before I went to bed, and kind of live somewhat of a normal life. Um, Sleeping on the ship kind of makes it feel like a prison. So on from that, sleeping in the backseat of my truck obviously still sucked. It's better than the ship, but it still sucked. Essentially, I guess you could say homeless. And I had gotten into like swing trading, day trading, all kinds of stock stuff. Crypto, of course, made a little bit off crypto, purely off luck, not anything like knowledge based. So that wasn't something that I think I could scale, or something that I think could be like predictable, especially working full time. Keep in mind, I'm working like 80, 90 hours a week because 2 of those days out of the week I'm on duty, which is where I stay on the ship for 24 hours at a time for 2 days a week. So that's already 48 hours in 2 days right there. Um, so yeah, I was looking into other things. Being in the military, you have a pretty good network just because you know a lot of people. So I started doing like window tinting on cars and stuff like that. Uh, that I mean that made a decent amount, but it wasn't like the money that I know and like knew in my heart that I could make and knew the potential that I could get to. So I started looking into real estate. initially I wanted to get into like multifamily and stuff like that. This is before I knew about business credit, anything. Like how I perceived it, getting into real estate, like you had to have a bunch of money to put down, no matter what it was. So that automatically put me out because I was 19 at the time, had no money, had no fucking credit. But luckily, Navy Fed, because I'm active duty, decided to give me a limit of, I think they gave me 35K on a personal credit card. Um, and then I ended up getting my first property about 30 minutes from where I live now, in a place called Escondido. It was a 3 bedroom, 2 bath with a pool. And then the first month, after actually, let me backtrack a little bit. After watching a ton of like YouTube videos and just Googling everything and almost getting into analysis paralysis, I was like, fuck it. Let's do this. Like, the worst thing that could happen is like I fail and I'm in debt, which is like, I'm 19. I got like 50, 60 years to like recover.
Yeah.
So I'll be all right.
No, that's
Um,
our mindset too.
yeah, like if it fucks me out, like I'll be okay. Um, anyway, I ended up getting the first property, furnished it, went live, got a couple bookings, ended up just breaking even or just under breaking even. I know I didn't make profit, so the first month I was like, oh my god, like if this, and that was during hot season, so I was like, if I can barely make it during hot season, I'm fucked when winter comes around. So So I was like, what do I do? So I went to a couple like short term rental events, which was like cool, but obviously it wasn't going to give me like the knowledge, like in depth knowledge that I needed. And being hard headed as I am, like I didn't think I needed a mentor. I didn't think I needed like another man to teach me how to do something, which I was obviously very wrong about. And ended up getting a mentor, and learning like systemization, automations, and everything that can automate the business. Because on top of working 9 hours a week, I was having to like go in and out of the ship. Because keep in mind, I didn't have phone service. I was having to like respond to guests, check guests in and out, like do all kinds of stuff that I should not have been worrying about, especially not as a Airbnb host, especially not now in this day and age in 2023, going into 2024. Having just, yeah, like I said, automation, systemization, team members, cleaning, handyman, everything that I did not have any clue about. Learned everything about that. And the second and third month did about 10K profit each month. And then sadly, that owner wanted to turn like the garage into like a bedroom. So that was ass. And he's like, you can keep subleasing the property, but we're gonna be doing construction on the garage. I was like, that's not cool. I was like, guests are not gonna love that. He's like, well, if you want, we ended up working it out. And he was like, you can leave, you can keep the security deposit. And I pretty much took my furniture to another property. And that's when I started building everything, properties and stuff in Phoenix. Um, so yeah, it was kind of a win-win. I didn't really lose anything. Got my security deposit back, made like 20K, um, and then got to go scale my business other places. So yeah, I guess
Wow.
what motivated me was a really shitty situation.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. Damn.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. If y'all want, I have like that whole video like in depth on my YouTube channel as well, like how the process went as well, like how I did everything.
Okay.
Now,
Damn.
y'all
Yeah, we
understand
need
like
to
the
peep
process
that.
and stuff. But if y'all wanted to like watch all that, I think it's like 35 minutes long. It's like I think it's called like Ultimate Airbnb Training or whatever.
Nice.
Worth. We'll give it a watch.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate y'all hopping on here. Um, I hope everybody can learn something not only from me, but learn from Nick and River as well. So not only that y'all see that I did it at such a young age, and it's like a one in a million, like one hit wonder kind of thing, but you can see like
Yeah.
I could duplicate like what I've done onto other people. Also at my age and even younger than my age, currently. So yeah, and on top of that, I think anyone can do it. And I know it sounds like cliche, but anything you set your mind to, you definitely can do, as long as you're confident in yourself to make that thing happen. And you see proof of concept, of course. I'm not saying like see something that's cool and just like throw all your fucking money into it, because then you definitely will lose money. But that's why I was saying, create a plan, even if it's not perfect, but unleash imperfect action. Don't get stuck up on, if this happens, then what? If this happens, then what? Like, if you know your first and your second step, cool, go do those and figure out the third step while you're doing the second step and keep going. It's going to be like that forever in business. Like, you think building my Airbnb business, like, I knew what I was going to do after like the second or third property? Like, no, I just figured things out and I just kept scaling. And then now, like, I know now, but when I was like wanting to get into Section 8, wanting to get into multifamily and stuff like that, like, I didn't know anything about it. I just knew I wanted to do it. So I found mentors and I found resources to get into those things to teach me how to do it. And now that's what I'll be doing very soon.
Hell yeah.
That's sick.
That's so sick.
Yeah, that's the mindset I want to adopt as well. It's just you never know until you try.
Yeah.
You just keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
that's
especially at
True.
our age, like, I really don't think there's, I mean, of course there's things to lose, but like, in a way, like, there's nothing really to lose. Like, if it hits the fan, like, you can always make more money, but you can't make more time.
yeah,
So like, my fear is not like being in debt hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, my fear is being 60, 70 years old, retiring of my job that I've been working at for 20, 30, 40 years, and then being like, man, I'm going to die in the next decade or two.
yeah,
Like, and then looking and seeing somebody that's like 20 or 30, like, just crushing it, and be like, there's no difference in like me and them.
yeah,
Like, why
Facts.
did I not do that? And it's,
Yeah.
there's no reason for you not to do that besides your own self doubt and being scared to take action. So
True.
yeah,
And
hundred
just
percent.
yeah, I think a huge thing is just being humble enough too to ask for help and to seek that guidance too. 'Cause it's like you said, like it's like send it, like figure out step 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 while you're already in it. But 3 and 4 while you're already in it are a lot easier to figure out if you have somebody that's already done it that can help you figure out those steps that's already done it. You know, it's like that was huge. Like it's like we could be in it, we could still be figuring out our Arkansas property right now, but because we're humble enough to ask for a mentor, ask for help, and now we're able to scale a lot faster. I think like you said it earlier. It's like I felt soft or like I was like, "Oh, I don't want to ask for help. I don't need it. Like we can figure it out."
Yeah,
But it's like the minute we did it, it's like all of a sudden we have 4 properties in 4 months. Like looking back, I don't think it would have been possible without seeking that guidance and seeking a mentor. I mean, we kind of got lucky. We found Steven, a mentor that's like actually down to help and actually is there and cares about us as like not only just like mentees, but I'd say like homies at this point, which has been sick.
yeah. And I not gonna lie, I was super skeptical. Like from the beginning, I was like Nick showed me this guy. Like look at my Instagram. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's hard to commit to something, but I'm glad we did 100%.
yeah, 100%. And now, who knows what we'll be building in the next 5, 10. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm only 23. Like, we're all like close to the same age. Like, imagine
Like a
what we're gonna be
time.
doing in like decades from now.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look back at this video.
Yeah,
Like,
I
dang,
mean,
that's
this is gonna
crazy.
be on YouTube. This isn't gonna last forever. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy when we're 50, 60 years old. Hopefully on like a PJ, drinking some whiskey,
Facts.
watching some YouTube videos when we're gonna look at it now. Like, we're gonna look at this
True.
and be like, damn, we were fucking kids.
Showing
Yeah.
the kids like, remember these days.
Oh yeah. Well, I really appreciate y'all hopping on here, and most of all, I appreciate y'all taking the information that I've given y'all and implementing like faster than I could ever imagine. Like, I feel like as soon as y'all learn something from me, like, y'all did it like right off the bat. Um, so yeah, I really appreciate y'all being yourselves, and on top of that, being and making it easy to work with, because there's nothing worse than being a mentor that like truly cares for their students and mentees and like wanting them to succeed and telling them do this, this, and this, and coming back to them a week, 2 weeks, a month later, and just for them just to find out that they haven't done anything. So it's really
Yeah.
two sided, because I know a lot of people will pay for a mentor and just expect for success to like land in their lap. when in reality, like, I'm giving y'all the roadmap. I'm giving you the ways to make it happen, the ways to make money, the ways to avoid pitfalls and failure. But I can only do as much as take you to the water. Like, I can't make you drink. If you are too scared, if you're not wanting to drink, like, I can't change that. So I really appreciate y'all being yourselves and making y'all easy to work with. And yeah, I appreciate y'all telling a little bit about y'all story and y'all success that y'all had. I'm really excited for y'all. I'm really excited to see what's coming. And yeah, thank y'all.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the time and the opportunity. It's been fun to get to know you and work side by side. We're super grateful. So and stoked to see what's coming.
Yeah, 100%. Alrighty. I'll talk to y'all later. I appreciate it.
Word.
Yeah,
Peace.
see.
My eyes hurt so.